for New Hampshire on ESPN New Hampshire,
WGAM Manchester, WGHM Nashua,
and ESPNNHradio.com.
As far as our offensive backfield takes us right now, I mean, that's a strength for us. You know, Tyler Fury had a good season last year as a sophomore. He's back as a junior. He's missed some time in the preseason with a hamstring injury, and we're hoping to have him tomorrow night.
That was Kevin Fitzgerald, head coach of the Timberlane Owls. They trail right now at home, 14-0 at halftime against Nashua North. Update coming soon from that game with Mark Breton. But first, let's check in at Merrimack High, where the hometown Tomahawks have a big lead at halftime over Keene. Jim Fennell of SportsNH is there. Jim.
Hey, guys. Yep. Justin Grassini has threw for a 64-yard touchdown pass early in the midway through the first quarter. Then late in the second quarter, right before halftime, he ran in for a touchdown, 8 yards. In between, Tyler Daniil ran in an 8-yard touchdown, and it's been Merrimack 21-0. They're kind of winning the line of scrimmage pretty decisively right now.
Any movement at all offensively for Keene?
Yeah, you know what? Keene is actually, their first two possessions weren't bad. The first one ended on a punt. The second one, they were actually, the third one, they actually had the ball down at the 17 of Merrimack. They took a sack for 9 yards on third down, and then ended up a broken play on fourth that resulted in an interception.
All right, 21-0 at half. Jim Fennell, appreciate the update. Let's talk again in the second half.
All right, great.
Thanks. That's Jim Fennell of SportsNH. Merrimack, 21-0, Rich. That's got a smile on your face.
Absolutely. It looks like the sophomore Justin Crescini has wasted no time getting acclimated to the varsity level here under the lights. 2 touchdowns, a 64-yard pass. That had to feel good for the sophomore to get his feet wet. 64 yards to put the Tomahawks on top. 7-0 as they lead 21 over the Blackbirds.
We got another update here on the way. It looks like. Where are we going next, Rich?
I'm waiting for Mr. Stat to get in here.
Oh, I thought somebody was
phone
on the phone.
lines are hot.
Yeah, they are. And, again, if you got a tip, you want to jump in on the convo, feel free. 603-883-9900. Text the show as well at 50352. Nick and Astis, Rich Flera here in studio. Another season of Friday Night Lights. It's our 13th. And glad to be a part of it here. Bigger and better this year than ever before. A dozen games covered for you tonight, including 9 of the 10 in progress in Division I. Rich, we got time for another scoreboard, or well, we're going to hang on and get to a call first, it looks like.
Mr. King.
Tom King, our senior correspondent. He is out in Salem covering South and Salem, where that is a Salem lead of 14-7 at the break. Tom King, what's going on, my friend?
Guys, in a very interesting game, a battle of 2 quarterbacks with Malik Langa and Salem John Saratani. Saratani is having a great first half, 6 of 8, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a 26-yard pass to Kenny Calabrese with 53.6 left in the half. And Malik Langa, he connected with Josh Perry, a 74-yard TD. And that was early in the game to tie it at 7. Nashua South had a chance early on in the game to take the first score, but they fumbled it away at the 5-yard line. This is an interesting ball game. Malik Langa playing very well. He is 6 of 11 for 116 yards and a touchdown. Brought down at the Salem 14-yard line as time ran out in the first half. It's a different Nashua South offense. You don't have the huddle a lot. You don't have the big cards on the sideline. Use that often. It's basically a run offense, but Langa has thrown a little bit once it got behind. Reporting live from Salem for ESPN New Hampshire's Friday Night Lights. I'm Tom King.
Thank you, Thomas. Talk to Tom again soon. Tom King, of course, of the Nashua Telegraph. That is a 14-7 Salem lead over South, and that update, of course, was brought to you by Peters Kia of Nashua, where you always get their best price the first time. Visit petersauto.com. From one city to the other, the Queen City in Manchester. Low-scoring ball game at the half between number 5 Exeter and host Manchester Central. Our own Steve Finley is on the scene. Steve.
Yes, here at Gill Stadium, we have a 3-0 game at halftime. Exeter managed to get a field goal. It's been slow moving. Exeter has been able to run the ball up and down the field in small amounts. Shane Quimby and Chris Kelly have been carrying the load for Exeter, pretty much alternating carries, but they have had 2 fumbles, which have stopped 2 of their drives, which has led to them not being able to score. Central managed to put together 1 drive. They got all the way down inside the 5-yard line, and then they missed a field goal. So Central has not been able to get on the board yet. But Nate Guillermo, who is Central's lone top 50 player in the state, does have 5 catches, including one on 4th and 11, where he made a great catch on the sideline to extend the drive that ended in a missed field goal.
So it sounds to me like, Steve, a lot of missed opportunities both ways in that first half, right?
Yes. It, first game of the year appears that there is a little bit of sloppy play going on, but I think Exeter is trying to wear down Central with their size. Towards the end of the half, they were moving the ball a lot better, but once again they fumbled it away. So Central just needs to keep doing what they're doing and capitalize on their opportunities when they get near the end zone, because Central has been able to sling the ball around a little bit with short, quick passes and use their speed.
Steve, great job, bud. Appreciate it. And we're looking forward to the updates coming in the second half.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Steve Finley out there at Gill Stadium. Again, 3-0 Exeter in a low-scoring defensive brawl, leading Manchester Central on their home field. But still a lot of time to go. 2 whole quarters remaining. And we'll check in with Steve to see how that one shakes out. But Manchester Central would love to come away with a win in what would be considered widely as an upset. All right, from one tight game to a blowout. Let's head out to the Seacoast. Steve Craig of the Seacoast Media Group standing by. Winnicott beginning to run away with this one against Dover. Steve, is this one as ugly as it looks?
It really is. Unfortunately, it's as much of a mismatch as we thought it could be. Dover did come out and get a couple first downs on their first possession and have shown a little bit offensively, but it's on the defensive end where Winnicott is just running simple dives and a quick toss for 70, I think it was 87 yards, got him going. Bobby Brown just made one guy miss and he was off. Brown later had another long run. Christian LaRosa ran one from about 76 yards out. Mike Lewis, the third back in the trio of expected contributors, he had a lengthy 32-yard run. And defensive ends, John Kerrigan scooped up a mistimed snap that caromed off of the face mask of the Dover quarterback. It has been that type of game. It's going to be a long season for Dover, and Winnicott will have to make sure they keep this in perspective, because next week against Concord will be a whole different story.
Yeah, it should be for sure.
All righty, I got it scooped. Thanks.
Thank you, Steve. Steve Craig, Seacoast Media Group. Right to the point, Rich. That's why we loved having Steve on board.
Him and Tom King do it right, huh? Boom, boom, bang. See you later. Back to the game. But Steve said it best. That game was fearful of what we thought it could be, and it has become just that.
Yeah, and Winnicott really starting to warrant their top 10 ranking in our poll. Came in at number 10, by the way. In my personal poll, I had them at number 7, but maybe we underestimated Winnicott a little bit, or either that or Dover is in some serious trouble this year. Either way, pretty good start
I think
for
it's
Winnicott.
a combination of both.
Yeah. 603-883-9900. Text the show as well at 50352. Division 2 score to report, Rich. At halftime, Kearsarge leading Pembroke by a score of 15-8. A lot of yards in the first half both ways. The Cougars with a 201 to 145 advantage in terms of total yards from the first half. That's courtesy of Tim O'Sullivan of the Concord Monitor on Twitter at Tim O'Sullivan 20. What's that, Rich? I couldn't see it.
I think it's time for the old Beals
Oh,
scoreboard.
Yeah. It
update.
sure is. It's probably past time, isn't it? Let's get right into it. Beastie Boys, go.
The defending champs, the Concord Crimson. Looked like it was going to be a tough one early on when the Grizzlies jumped out to a 7-0 lead on a Jordan Cosette 3-yard touchdown run. But Robbie Laws answered the bell, a 49-yard touchdown run and a 29-yard touchdown pass. And the Concord Crimson are up 21-7, but the Grizzlies are driving as halftime approaches. The Merrimack Tomahawks and sophomore quarterback Justin Grassini have jumped out to an electric start as the Tomahawks lead the Blackbirds 21-0. Grassini, a 64-yard touchdown pass and an 8-yard touchdown run. A Tyler Daniel 8-yard touchdown run rounds out the scoring as the Tomahawks lead the Blackbirds 21-0 at the half. The Portsmouth Clippers lead 20-0. A Joey Auger 8-yard touchdown run and a Lornan Formicelli 22-yard reception have the Clippers leading the Red Raiders in Spalding 20-0. A defensive battle as Exeter and the Little Green of Central battle it out at Gill Stadium. A Matt Opici 35-yard field goal is the difference as it's 3-0 Bluehawks over the Little Green. Pinkerton all over the Broncos of Alvern 28-0. TJ Urbanik 2 touchdowns. Jack Anaway 38-yard touchdown run. And oh yeah, Pinkerton returned the opening kickoff to the house as the Astros lead the Broncos 28-0. An upset could be brewing in Salem as Nashua South trails the Blue Devils 14-7 at the half. John Saratini 2 touchdown passes for the Blue Devils. Meanwhile, Malik Yanga keeping the Purple Panthers in it as he had a 74-yard touchdown pass at Josh Perry. But the Panthers are on upset alert. The number 4 team in our preseason poll in a dogfight. In our Peters Kia game of the night, Bishop Girton leads the trails the Lancers of Londonderry 14-6 as Dennis Bishop had an 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown following a Brandon LeVake 8-yard touchdown for the Cardinal that made it 7-6, but Bishop answered that immediately, and the Lancers lead the Cardinal at the half 14-6. A scary moment in this one as running back Jackson Houseman was carted off for the Cardinal. We'll try to get you as updated as quickly as possible on that. The Souhegan Sabres lead Monadnock 20-7 as Cam Kinney has 8 rushes for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead the Sabre over the Husky 20-7 at the half. Winnicott blowing out the Dover Greenway 41-0. Bobby Brown running all over them. 87-yard touchdown run, a 43-yard touchdown run as Bobby Brown is leading the Warriors over the Greenway 41-0 at the half. The Titans lead the Owls 14-0 over in Plastow, over Timberlane, and then in Division 2, Kearsarge over Pembroke 15-8. This Beals Insurance scoreboard update, well, whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 today.
Nicely done, Rich Flera. Getting you caught up here on Friday Night Lights. Year number 13, best in the biz when it comes to New Hampshire high school football and New Hampshire high school sports coverage, period. It's all right here at ESPN New Hampshire, online at ESPNNHradio.com. Halftime updated here. It looks like Concord up 20-12, Rich. That's according to the Concord High School Quarterback Club on Twitter, although Tom Rose swears that there's some kind of a malfunction on the scoreboard and that Concord actually has 21 points. But either way, Concord has a lead in that football game. Clippers now up 20-0. Portsmouth Clippers, that is. Auger 93 yards rushing. That's according to Mike Z. Mike Z 603 on Twitter. And again, Kearsarge with a 15-8 lead over Pembroke in Division 2. Last checked out west, It was a 20-7 Souhegan lead over Monadnock as the Sabres looked for a little bit of revenge there. But, boy, right now, Winnicott in good shape, as we mentioned. Bobby Brown, an early candidate maybe for player of the night, Rich.
Yeah, look, he's running all over him. A couple of touchdown runs, but, I mean, he's doing what he should. He's having a good game, but he's against a lesser foe in the Dover Green Wave, and it's unfortunate, but it just is what it is. But give him credit for taking care of business, as you would expect a Bobby Brown to do.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Good old Bob Brown. All right. When we come back, we got more news, more scores, more stats, more of everything. It's all on the way. Friday Night Lights continues to roll next here on ESPN New Hampshire, online at ESPNNHradio.com.
Sitting in traffic? That's okay. You're enjoying today's game in your new 15 Kia Sorento LX from Peters Kia. Stylish, incredibly comfortable, and all yours for just $199 a month. And because Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty is included, you still have plenty of cash for a few snacks on the way home. Enjoy the ride. Brought to you by Peters Kia. Exit 7W Nashua. 39-month, 12,000-mile per year lease with $3K down. Security deposit and admin fees included. Stock number 15KA95. Offer ends September 30th.
Come to Bellman Jewelers in tax-free Manchester, New Hampshire to discover what the Bellman's Advantage is all about. Bellman's has always featured quality jewelry at a fair price with excellent service. Whether it's me or my husband, we always choose Bellman's because the majority of their finished jewelry and engagement mountings are manufactured in-house, eliminating the middleman, which saves us money. And of course, no sales tax. My husband knows to shop at Bellman's. Do you?
Bellman's Jewelers, located at 1650 Elm Street in Manchester, or visit them online at bellmans.com.
This is your NBC Sports Radio update.
I'm John Stashower. Serena Williams, Caroline Wozniacki. They'll play Sunday for the U.S. Open women's singles final. Serena, as expected, no trouble today, 6-1, 6-3 over Ekaterina Makarova. Wozniacki, the former world number one, has only been to one previous Grand Slam final. That was the 2009 Open final, but she's been playing very well of late, and she won her match today, though she actually didn't finish it. Peng Shuai of China got injured, went to the locker room for treatment, tried to return but couldn't, so Wozniacki advances. Baseball, suspended game, 7th inning in Chicago. Pirates and Cubs tied at 3. Miami, early 1-0 lead on Atlanta. Toronto, early 2-0 lead at Boston. Giants lead Detroit 1-0. Washington leading the Phillies 2-0. This is NBC Sports Radio.
Safety, safety, safety. I'm saying it 3 times. Studies show you need to hear something 3 times to remember it. So remember, safety, safety, safety is important to me. That's why I love Grainger. Grainger has the products to help keep our facilities safe and people safer. Say it with me, kid. Safety, safety, safety from Grainger, Grainger, Grainger. When you think safety, think Grainger. Get it? Got it? Good. Call clickgrainger.com/safety or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Just how versatile is ProBond Advanced from Elmer's? Well, you can use it on wood.
Use it on wood.
And it also works great on metal. It works on stone. Even glass. ProBond Advanced from Elmer's. It's the non-toxic, non-foaming, weatherproof adhesive that's strong enough for any job, indoors or out. ProBond Advanced from Elmer's. Find it at a retailer near you.
Veteran Chimney and Stove Shop is Southern New Hampshire's affordable chimney and masonry service while specializing in wood stove and pellet stoves. At Veteran Chimney, they look forward to working with you while maintaining their company's core values of honor, courage, and commitment. Veteran Chimney is your everything chimney company. Give them a call at 603-440-3801 or go visit their showroom in Merrimack, New Hampshire at 557 Daniel Webster Highway or visit their website at veteranchimney.com. Veteran Chimney, bringing the heat.
New Hampshire Steel Fabricators specializes in the design, fabrication, and installation of miscellaneous metal packages for the construction industry. Founded in 1981, the company is now recognized throughout New England as a leading supplier of custom architectural metalwork. All of their products are skillfully crafted to the highest industry standard of quality workmanship and competitively priced to maintain the bottom line. Call 603-668-3464 or visit nhsteelfab.com. BostonRedSox.com.
You're listening to Southern New Hampshire's home for the Boston Red Sox on ESPN New Hampshire.
I think what he brings is even beyond his physical play. I think he brings an attitude and a toughness, and the kids rely on that. You know, they know that how hard he works, and I think he kind of sets the tone for what we want to have, and kids follow his lead as far as work ethic goes.
That was Merrimack head coach Dante Lorendi earlier this week talking about his senior captain, Joey Giampetro. Merrimack with a 21-0 lead right now over Keene at halftime, and that's brought to you by Veteran Chimney, your everything chimney company. Visit their showroom at 557 Daniel Webster Highway in Merrimack. Veteran Chimney bringing the heat.
Oh, yeah, all winter long, baby. As Merrimack bringing the heat over Keene right now. Justin Grassini, the sophomore, a 64-yard touchdown pass to get things rocking and rolling. He also has an 8-yard touchdown run. So a great start for Coach Lorendi and the Tomahawks, as Jim Fennell talked about. Keene just kind of struggling right now, and you said that might be the case with the big turnover that they had.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They lost, I think it was 9 starters on defense due to graduation from a year ago, and Merrimack with that growing team, young but growing and experienced, getting the job done at least through 2 quarters, up 21-0. Looks like Bedford's now got a 10-0 lead over Memorial. That was 8-0 at half. So an early safety for the Bulldogs has now made that a 10-point difference. Again, just started the second half in Memorial, or at Memorial. 2
safeties. Crazy. In one game, as it was 6-0, then a couple of safeties.
Right.
Make it 8, then 10-0. That is not what you see every day, but hey, welcome to 2014 football here in the Granite State.
That's right. All right, we're going to hear from Tom Rowe here in a moment. He's up in the capital city of Concord where the defending Division I champion Crimson Tide hold a 21-13 lead at the break over Goffstown, but credit the Grizzlies for hanging around and forcing some turnovers early in that football game. I think we got Tom on the line right now. Start of the third quarter in Concord. Tom Rowe, what's the deal?
Hey, guys, yeah, Goffstown definitely needed that last-second touchdown, literally that last-second touchdown at the end of the half, a nice 3-yard quarterback draw from Matt Collins. He's playing quarterback, plays Casey Gervais, who a lot thought was going to play this game tonight, but it's been Collins all the way. And if he can just stay consistent, guys, the Grizzlies, they're in shouting distance, but they probably still have this game tied. May I say, have the lead. He has been inconsistent. He has one big play, then 3 plays later he gets pressured, he rolls out of the pocket, makes a mistake, gets a sack, it's an incompletion. The quarterback for the Grizzlies needs to stay consistent and needs to stay poised like Law did after his first 2 possessions, and he can keep the Grizzlies in this. It's basically for the offenses who can play better at quarterback, and you'll win the football game. Both defenses have had moments of brilliance, more so with Concord, but it's been a pretty even-keeled football game through the first half of this. As you mentioned, Nick, 21-7, the Concord Crimson, 21-13, the Crimson Tide over the Grizzlies.
Talk about the running backs, Tom. You haven't heard much of the names of Leo Sade and Connor Bork, both highly heralded coming into this contest. What's going on in the ground game?
It's been a hit and miss with the run games. Both defenses really cranking down on both run games. Bork has been the better of the 2-star running backs for both teams, but it really hasn't been much. It's been all about the quarterback plays. Like I mentioned, it's been all about Collins and Law in this game, even with the running, scrambling out of the pocket, quarterback draws, like I mentioned, with Collins' touchdown to end the second half. Law, obviously, with his deep-throwing passing game. It's been all about the quarterback. So far, the running backs have not really been able to get anything going, have been a non-factor so far in this game, but we still have a half of football to play, Rich. I'm sure these guys, especially Bork or Goffstown, you can bring that element into their offense along with a little consistency from Collins. The Grizzlies will have the Tide's money for sure.
And I believe Goffstown is going to receive the second-half kickoff, right, Tom?
I believe so, yes. Right now we're still about 5 minutes away, but Goffstown, since they deferred the opening kickoff, they will receive the opening kickoff in the second half. So definitely getting that touchdown has been a huge momentum saver and change for the Grizzlies.
Appreciate the update, bud. Give us an
All
update
right,
in
well,
the third.
I'll talk to you guys when the ball crosses the end zone as always. Reporting live from Concord High School, Tom Rowe for Friday Night Lights, sent by Bass.
We have an update from Memorial. Bedford up 17-0 thanks to a Tavier Larson 40-yard touchdown run for the Bulldogs. So they got on the scoreboard the old-fashioned way, Nick, with a touchdown.
Yeah, not bad. We saw two safeties, as you mentioned earlier, and Bedford slowly but surely growing the lead over Memorial on the road in Manchester. Bedford, of course, the number 3 team in our FNL poll and was expected to win over the Crusaders tonight, but, well, not quite over yet. Memorial stubbornly has hung around. A little surprised they haven't been able to get that offense going. Again, we'll talk to Tommy Amin at some point and see exactly what has unfolded tonight over at Memorial.
But then again, Bedford led the state, I believe, in shutouts last year with
Yes, sir.
5 of them.
Yep.
So picking up literally right where they left off last year, not literally because they were losing the Central on their home turf the last we saw of the Bulldogs last year. But look, their defense is very good. They have a new defensive coordinator this year that they promoted from within. Coach Hines talked all about it, said it was a blessing in disguise. He loves the new DC that he has on the personnel, on the staff. So look, Bedford showing right away that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with on the defensive side of the ball, as well as Memorial is one of the better talents in Daquan Henkelwood, who we saw up at the Jamboree with a plethora of moves, and they're keeping him in check.
Couple of score updates for you. Alvern on the board. Bronco touchdown makes it now 35-6 in favor of Pinkerton. Alvern Bronco football brought to you by Team Yarmo. Thinking of selling your home? Team Yarmo offers the quality service and advice you have every right to expect. Watch Paul's listening presentation at teamyarmo.com. Salem looking for the upset, now leading by a couple of touchdowns. Rich, 21-7. Our own Tom King of the Nashua Telegraph on the ground there via Twitter at Telegraph_Tom K. Salem up 21-7 midway through the third after Sarantini, the Salem quarterback, scores on a 3-yard touchdown flip to Homsey, who scored his second, capping off a 10-play, 80-yard drive to open up the half. And sounds like South's in some serious trouble.
Absolutely. That's the second 3-yard touchdown Sarantini has hooked up with Homsey. So those two have found each other twice for touchdowns. It's Sarantini. How about this, Nick? You said a couple of programs will need some quarterbacks to emerge. Well, we've had just that so far early on tonight as John Sarantini for Salem with 3 touchdowns on the night. Justin Crescini for Merrimack has emerged as a player. And Goffstown's Matt Collins, who has emerged out of nowhere, because we're all talking about Casey Gervais coming into this one. But Coach Huff with an ace up his sleeve.
Yeah, we should not neglect Brian Affont either. I know it's a blowout there with Winnicott, but in his first game as a starter, playing for his father, not bad. Your team's up 41-0 at half. I think they're in pretty good shape based on what we've seen so far. It's Friday Night Lights here on a Friday night. First one of the season in 2014, 13th year we've been at this here on ESPN New Hampshire and online at ESPNNHradio.com. Another update here. Looks like from Division II, Kennett has opened up now a 26-14 lead. That's over Merrimack Valley. A little surprising there, Rich. Didn't expect Kennett to put up much of a fight. Never mind lead by 12 late in the fourth quarter. So we'll keep an eye there as Kennett looks to pull off the upset in D2.
Yeah, look, Merrimack Valley features. We talk about quarterback seems to be the theme of the night, but they have a very good one up there in Merrimack Valley as Ivan, and I'm going to apologize to him right now, as Ivan Newambegi. That's all I got.
I can't help you.
We'll just call him Ivan the Great.
Yep.
For all intents and purposes. He's
well,
very
that is
good.
his nickname for
Well,
sure.
It's a good nickname because he is great and he is a very good quarterback, but trying to bring Merrimack Valley back, Kennett trying for the upset to start the season.
Halftime at Pinkerton, as we mentioned, Brett Farrell of the Nashua Telegraph is there, 35-6. We got him on the phone. Oh, no, we don't. Well, Matt the Stat, our producer, Came in with a smile on his face, and I assume Brett was on the horn, but
The
I guess
old
not.
Fumblerooski trick.
We
by
can
Stat.
find Brett on Twitter, at Brett C. Farrell on Twitter. Halfway through, Pinkerton, no surprise, leading at 35-6 over Alvern. Rich, you ready for a scoreboard, or
Sure.
you want to prepare a little bit more?
No, I think we're good to go.
I think we are as well. It's a sabotage with Rich Flera.
We'll start right where you left off, Mr. Anastas. The Astros up 35-6 over Alvern. As TJ Urbanek has a couple of touchdowns, Pinkerton returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown, which set the pace as the Astros lead 35-6. Salem, upset city, may be on the way. They lead Nashua South 21-7. John Saratini, get familiar with that young man's name. He has 3 touchdowns on the night, 2 of them to Hamzi of the 3-yard variety, as Salem leads the Purple Panthers, the number 4 Purple Panthers in our poll, 21-7. In a defensive slugfest, Exeter and Central battle it out at Gill Stadium. Exeter still up 3-0 on a Matt Opeachy 35-yard field goal. Winnicott, Bobby Brown running all over the green wave as Winnicott leads Dover 41-0. Brown has touchdowns of 87 yards and 43. Nashua North leads Timberlane 14-0 as they play out in Blastow. Kennett leads Merrimack Valley in Division II 26-14. Bedford, thanks to a couple of safeties and a Tavar Larson 40-yard touchdown, has the Bulldogs up 17-0 over the Crusaders of Memorial. BG versus Londonderry. The Lancers up 14-6. And they've just recovered a fumble and are in business early on in the second half, as Mike Ryan has done it offensively and defensively, as Ryan has a 45-yard touchdown pass reception and 2 interceptions himself on the defensive side of the football. A scary moment for football people everywhere, as Jackson Hausman of the Cardinal was carted off the field. Updates on the way as we hope that Jackson is okay. Sauhegan versus Monadnock. The Sabres lead 20-7 at the half. Cam Kinney, 8 rushes, 94 yards, and 2 touchdowns, as Coach Mike Lockman has the Sabres primed and ready to go in year number 2 under his reign, as they lead the Huskies 20-7. Goffstown at defending champ Concord. The Crimson getting all they can handle as they lower the banner on championship night up there from Memorial Field. But the Grizzlies have other plans, as it's 21-13 at the half. The Grizzlies, Jordan Cosette with a touchdown run, and Matt Collins, the quarterback, with a touchdown run himself. For the Concord, they've been led by Robbie Law. Law is a 49-yard touchdown run and a 29-yard touchdown pass. It's 21-13 Concord. Merrimack Tomahawks up 21-0 over the Keene Blackbirds. Sophomore quarterback Justin Grassini, a 64-yard touchdown pass and an 8-yard touchdown run, have the Tomahawks ahead of the Blackbirds 21-0. Portsmouth leads Spalding next to Joey Auger, 93 yards and an 8-yard touchdown run. The Clippers lead the Red Raiders 20-0. And Laconia leads Lebanon 15-14 at the half. Pembroke trails Kearsarge 15-8. And an update right before I get to the scoreboard sponsor, 21-14. South cutting in the Salem's upset alert as Andrew Carteret with an 8-yard touchdown run, as South now trails 21-14. The Beals Insurance scoreboard. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 today.
Rich Flera setting mics on fire here in the studio. It's ESPN New Hampshire's Friday Night Lights. Nick Anastas, Rich Flera, and my man Matt the Stat Pori are working the phones. We got correspondents out in the field, and as you know, Week 1, a lot of scoring here. The offenses, Rich, I suppose no real big surprise. There are very good offenses. It seems like they get a little more complex, a little more little more difficult to stop, frankly, as the years go on. And right now the points coming in abundance for some of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Some that we expected, some that we didn't expect. I thought that South Salem might be a little bit more lower scoring, but it just sounds like a good football game that's going on over there. We haven't heard of a lot of turnovers, haven't seen any evidence of ugly play. It's just been a nice, clean, solid football game, and the emergence of John Saratini at the quarterback position for the Blue Devils. 3 touchdown passes has him on our player of the night radar. He certainly will be a nominee. But look, Winnicott, you kind of expected them to put up a lot of points on Dover. You kind of expected some of the teams, but I'll tell you right now, and you can call me a homer if you want, but Merrimack 21-0 over Keene is kind of my surprise of the night. I thought Merrimack would win, but I didn't think that they would be putting up 21 at the half.
Yeah. Spalding gets on the board. This is courtesy of Justin McIsaacson. Find him on Twitter at Justin_McIsaac. That's now a 20-7 Portsmouth lead, but Spalding is on the board thanks to a Brandon Mathias 57-yard run that sets up a short touchdown. And, well, Spalding showing some life, trying to fight back as they look to get back into the ball game against Portsmouth. All right, when we come back, we will continue with our award-winning Friday Night Light coverage in year number 13. Season underway tonight officially, and we are having some fun here with another 2 hours or so to go. We're just getting warm. More in a moment. Friday Night Lights continues next here on ESPN New Hampshire, online at ESPNNHradio.com.
New Hampshire Steel Fabricator specializes in the design, fabrication, and installation of miscellaneous metal packages for the construction industry. Founded in 1981, the company is now recognized throughout New England as a leading supplier of custom architectural metalwork. All of their products are skillfully crafted to the highest industry standard of quality workmanship and competitively priced to maintain the bottom line. Call 603-668-3464 or visit nhsteelfab.com.
The fall driving season is here, and Sullivan Tire and Auto Service has just what you need. Announcing our spectacular September tire event. We've got something on sale for every vehicle and every budget. All Goodyear and Dunlop tires are 15% off. Get instant rebates on Bridgestone, Michelin, BF Goodrich, and General tires. On our Sullivan Value line of tires, buy 3 and get the 4th one free, or the 2nd for 50% off. Save even more with manufacturer mail-in rebates on many of today's top brands. See sullivantire.com.
Wendy's presents Red in Best Food Forward. Hey, Red, can you help me make my online dating profile more mature?
Well, that's a Wendy's smoked Gouda chicken sandwich, right? Try a foodie with a refined palate.
Nice.
And what did you do yesterday?
I visited my mom.
Ooh, family-oriented.
And brought her my laundry.
Roy, you're 34.
And a half. Wendy's deliciously grown-up new smoked Gouda chicken layers smoky Gouda cheese, caramelized onion sauce, and Dijon aioli on a soft brioche bun.
Now that's better.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time.
Athletes have long utilized chiropractic care as a key component to their physical health. Whether you are a recreational fitness enthusiast or a professional athlete, they all use chiropractic care to keep them performing at their optimum best. Call 882-7769, mention this radio ad, and receive a courtesy consultation worth over $150. Find out how you too can benefit from chiropractic care just like the millionaire athletes right here in Nashua. Call Arrow Straight Chiropractic today.
Celebrate the sub that started the toasted sub revolution. Right now, get into Quiznos for a small classic Italian for just $2.99. After over 30 years, Quiznos is still toasting up flavor. And to celebrate, we're offering a special price on the sub that started it all. Our famous classic Italian. Just $2.99 for a small sub featuring capicola, salami, ham, pepperoni, every day, all day in July and August.
Quiznos, 290 Main Street in Nashua. Toasty.
My name is Sue Smith. I'm 38 years old, and I work at a graphic design company. Which is funny, because I couldn't even draw a stick figure when I was a kid. But I met someone who told me, you know what? You can do anything if you really want to. And if the teenage me were here, she'd tell you,
I wouldn't be into drawing and art if it wasn't for big brothers, big sisters. Most kids from my neighborhood don't get into art. They get into trouble. But I was lucky because my big sister showed me early on that I didn't have to be like most people. And to the young me,
that meant a lot. My big sister's name is Sheila, and Sheila is the reason that this 8-year-old grows up to have an amazing job as a graphic designer.
Whether you donate money or time, you're helping Big Brothers Big Sisters help a child, and that can last a lifetime. Start something today at bigbrothersbigsisters.org. Brought to you by Big Brothers Big Sisters and the Ad Council.
My brother was 16. My daughter Lauren was in preschool.
I got it in July.
Anyone, anywhere,
anytime.
Meningococcal disease can be devastating. She lost a hand, her feet, and nearly her life.
It killed my brother in 18 hours.
Vaccination is the best protection. Today, health officials recommend immunization for children ages 11 through 18.
Immunization can save your child's life.
To learn more, visit nmaus.org. A message from the National Meningitis Association.
You want sports? How about the Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics? Hear them all right here on ESPN New Hampshire.
Happened with American society. Maybe it's fast foods, maybe it's additives to food, but there was never, when we started coaching, there was really never any such thing as 280, 290-pound kids across the front. It's the norm now. We're not the only ones. Everybody's got them. I don't know. I honestly don't know where it comes from. It's just America's getting bigger and bigger.
Pinkerton head coach Brian O'Reilly wondering what has happened to America's youth. They've all turned into big, giant football players.
Bob's Pizza, that's what happened.
Yeah. We're pounding Bob's Pizza here in the studio. Excuse me. Hour number 3. I'm going to wrap up here in a minute. Field scoreboard update on the way. A lot of games getting tight here late, including our Peters Kia game of the week. Londonderry held an 8-point lead at half over Bishop Girton. We'll check in with Jeremy Levier momentarily. Low-scoring game in Manchester at Gill Stadium. 3-0 Exeter after the first half of play there. Central trying to get themselves on the board. Now 21-14 in the Salem South matchup. Salem on top looking to pull off the upset victory at home. Tom King will tell us all about that one. Tom Rowe up in the nation's capital, the state capital of Concord, the defending Division I champion Crimson Tide, in a struggle with Goffstown. 21-13 the difference, although Concord still with a halftime lead. Pinkerton up 35-6 at the break over Alvern, looking as good as advertised. They opened up as the top seed in our preseason poll. Brett Farrell of the Nashua Telegraph on the ground there. And Bedford's starting to pull away slowly but surely over Memorial. The Crusaders hung around in that first half, but now late in the third quarter, Bedford has added another field goal to make it now a 20-0 difference.
We have another update, 21-6 now. Londonderry in our Peters Kia game of the night as Eric Fairweather scampers 76 yards on the quarterback keeper. This after, according to Jeremy Levier on Twitter, at New Hampshire Notebook, give Jeremy a follow of BG held the ball for 14 minutes and then didn't score.
Wow.
And then it took 20 seconds for Londonderry to score.
Wow. So a big play. We've seen a few of them involving Eric Fairweather tonight as the senior looks to get Londonderry in the win column in the South Conference. BG favored in that game, number 6 in our poll, trying to avoid the 0-1 start. Elsewhere in Division I, Merrimack with a 21-0 halftime lead. That's according to Jim Fennell of SportsNH.com. The sophomore quarterback, Justin Grassini, pretty good in that first half for the Tomahawks. A 65-yard touchdown pass, an 8-yard touchdown run, helping the Tomahawks establish that lead. And, of course, Winnicott in the blowout of the night, leading 41-0 in the third quarter over Seacoast rival Dover. North, a 14-0 lead in Plastow over the Timberlane Owls. That game early in the third quarter. And also Portsmouth on top of Spalding, 20-7. The number 7 Clippers looking for their first win as a Division I program after making the jump. 21-6. Do we have Jeremy on the line? Yes, we do. Let's check it out. Londonderry now with a 2-touchdown lead over Bishop Girton. Jeremy, Looks like Londonderry's for real.
It looks like it. Londonderry guys looking very good in this game against a tough BG team. They now lead, like you said, they're 21-6. Got a timeout on the field with 9:55 left in the fourth quarter. Scoring that last touchdown, another big play. Their touchdowns have been a 42-yard pass, and 92-yard kickoff return, and now we have an 80-yard run on a QB keeper by quarterback Eric Fairweather. A little misdirection on the play. Fairweather faked the handoff to running back Dennis Bishop, and it looks like that kind of faked out some of the defenders for BG. Next thing you know, some of them are still looking at Bishop, and next thing you know, Fairweather's in the second line of defense, 15 yards down the field, and he turned on the Jets, some good breakaway speed out in the open field. Just when it looked like he was going to go maybe and try to run out of bounds, being a quarterback, trying to maybe run out of bounds, he cut it back in towards the middle of the field and ended up going the distance for the 80-yard touchdown run. A huge run by the quarterback, Eric Fairweather, makes it 21-6 after BG failed to cash in after they got all the way down to the 21-yard line. And in the previous possession by BG, they got down to the 14-yard line after a couple of penalties by Girton, forced them into a turnover on downs. So back-to-back turnover on downs by BG in their last two possessions after they were able to get down to the 21-yard line and the 14. So BG not cashing in on those drives. Now BG punting. So Londonderry's got the ball back, up 21-6, 9:43 left in the fourth quarter. Reporting live from Londonderry High School, I'm Jeremy Levier for ESPN New Hampshire's Friday Night Lights.
Good stuff, Jeremy. Appreciate it. Let's check back in soon. That's Jeremy Levier of the New Hampshire Notebook. Londonderry, they got a player there in Fairweather. Okay, he helped them get to the playoffs a year ago, especially with the absence of Mike Ryan, one of their more dynamic players on offense. Fairweather kind of filled in the gap as an upperclassman, and here he comes back, and he's really showing the state what he can do big play-wise against a pretty good BG defense.
Well, not just him, but Dennis Bishop
is
a name we're familiar with. Look, these three players, Mike Ryan, Eric Fairweather, and Dennis Bishop, are third-year varsity guys. I remember a couple years ago, we thought last year that trio was really going to emerge, and then Mike Ryan got hurt before the season started, and then it fell on Fairweather and Bishop. Well, they did enough to get Londonderry to the playoffs and end that drought, which was pretty incredible in itself. And now they come back this year with a healthy Mike Ryan. Londonderry looks to be a very underrated team going into the season here with that three-headed monster.
Yeah, that BG update brought to you by Beals Insurance. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve today at 603-471-9999. To Gill Stadium, Exeter had a 3-0 lead at halftime over Central. It looks like the Blue Devils may have improved upon that lead. Steve Finley is at Gill. Steve, what's up?
10-0 at the start of the start of the fourth quarter. And as I was waiting, Central has just thrown an interception, and Exeter has taken over on the 35-yard line. So Exeter just scored a touchdown with 49 seconds left in the third quarter to make it 10-0, and now they have the ball back on Central's 35 with a 10-0 lead.
Central, how has their quarterback play been so far tonight? No points on the scoreboard. They had their quarterback transfer during the offseason. What does the pass game look like so far for Manchester Central?
The passing game has not looked terrible. There is no passing game down the field. All the passes are 5-7 yard slants, quick screens. Nate Guillermo has done a lot. He actually had about a 30-yard catch, and then the very next play there was an interception thrown. They tried to go deep down the field once, and it was picked off. So Central's having trouble stretching the field, but in the intermediate passing game, they are picking up yards.
All right, Steve, great job, bud. Sounds like it's going to be a close finish. Check in with us real quick.
Okay, we'll do.
Thank you. That's Steve Finley over at Gill Stadium. Sounds like the place is jumping.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Gill in their 101st year hosting football games over there. A landmark for sure here in the Granite State when it comes to athletes and venues. But we have our first final of the year 2014, and it's the Winnicott Warriors, the first team with a one in the win column as they win 55-0 over Dover.
Yeah, a blowout. Again, Brian Offont getting his first start as a junior. Quarterback doing pretty well with his father on the sidelines. The head coach, Ron Offont, getting it done. Winnicott, I think, sending a message, not just to Dover, but maybe to the rest of Division I tonight, that the Warriors, despite missing the playoffs a year ago at 6-3, ready to really become a contender in 2014. Rich, we ready for a scoreboard, or what do you think?
Sure, but I'll tease the scoreboard by saying I have our second final of the night.
All right, let's do it.
That final, I'm alluding to the Sauhegan Sabres. I've gotten their first win of the season as they defeat the Monadnock Huskies 27-20. Cam Kinney had 2 touchdowns on the night in Sauhegan's victory. BG versus Londonderry, the three-headed monster of Eric Fairweather, Dennis Bishop, and Mike Ryan had the Lancers ahead 21-6 over the Cardinals. Bedford continues to tack on. They now lead 27-0. A couple of safeties and a couple of field goals for the Bulldogs in this one as they lead the Crusaders of Memorial. Winnicott has defeated Dover 55-0. Bobby Brown, a couple of big touchdown runs, 87 yards, 43 yards. Brian Alfont in his first game at quarterback for the Winnicott Warriors as they trounce the Green Wave 55-0. Timberlane leads the Owls, Nashua North leads Timberlane 14-0 as the Owls trail at home in Plastow. 26-14, Kennett leads Merrimack Valley. Exeter in a slugfest with Manchester Central up at Gill Stadium. They lead 10-0. Matt Opeachy with a 35-yard field goal, and he also has caught the lone touchdown in the game. Alvern at Pinkerton. This one is a blowout. The Astros all over the Broncos 35-6. South at Salem as Nashua South, our number 4 team in the poll. Upset alert, sound the sirens. Salem up 28-14. South came back 21-14, but a Nick Shumsky halfback option TD pass has answered as the Blue Devils lead 28-14. Defending champion Concord has the Grizzlies at home, but the Grizzlies are giving the defending champs all they can handle, 21-13. Robert Law has 49-yard touchdown run as well as a 29-yard touchdown pass. Merrimack leads Keene 21-0. Sophomore quarterback sensation Justin Grassini has the Tomahawks ahead in this one. He has 2 touchdowns on the night. Portsmouth leads Spalding 20-7. Spalding able to get on the board thanks to a Brandon Mathias 20-yard touchdown run as the Red Raiders still trail the Clippers 20-7. Pembroke trails Kearsarge 15-8, and Laconia leads Lebanon 15-14. Beals Insurance scoreboard update. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 today.
More bad news for the Alvern Broncos. First play of the third quarter, a 30-yard pick six. TJ Urbanic getting it done defensively for Pinkerton as the Astros now lead 42-6 early on in that third quarter. It's Friday Night Lights, 3 hours in the books. We got a man on the phone.
We do. We have Mr. Mark Breton. Mark, what's up, man?
Hey, guys, we got a final score up here in Timberlane.
Let's have it.
We got a 24-0 Nashua North win.
How'd it happen, Mark?
Number 20, Dana Salem, ran all over the place with 2 DDs, and also Miles Casson Reed also was running all over Timberlane's defense all night. And here's a funny thing that happened in this game. In the third quarter, Miles Casson Reed was taking a punt return, And when we got to the 50-yard line, the sprinklers came on, and there was a 5-minute delay.
Really?
Yeah.
They were trying to cool him off, were they?
It's something I've never seen before.
Yeah, it sounds like something out of Caddyshack or something like that. Tell me a little bit more about Caston Reed. I've heard his name. I saw him briefly. I think it was a year ago. You said he had some success on the offensive side for North tonight. What kind of a runner is he, Mark?
He's quick. He's not too powerful. He's got a lot of speed, and once he gets 2 steps on you, he's gone.
Yeah.
By the time he gets past the line of scrimmage, it's up to the safety or the cornerback to get him.
Again, Mark Breton on the phone with us, fresh after a 24-0 North win over Timberlane. Did you see anything from the Timberlane Owls tonight that might give some of their fan base some hope this season?
Their running back, Tyler Fury, was looking pretty good, but other than that, there wasn't much passing. Defense struggled. Offensive line struggled. I noted one of their offensive linemen for one of my players to watch tonight, Jack Hallerstein, but that whole offensive line just seemed like they weren't communicating well enough, and the Nashville North defensive line was just getting through them like pretty easily.
Yeah. What about turnovers, Mark? Either way, did the giveaways have any real bearing on the outcome?
Timberlane had 3 fumbles, all within the 20-yard line. So
wow.
that could have changed the game easily if they didn't have those 3 fumbles so close for Nashville North to just run it in.
Yeah, 3 fumbles lost in the red zone. That'll do it for sure. Hey, Mark, nice job tonight, bud, in your debut. We appreciate you hauling out to Plastow for us, and hope you had a little fun tonight.
Oh, yeah, thank you. No problem. Glad to do it.
All right, we'll talk next week for sure.
See ya.
That's Mark Breton doing a nice job at his debut. North, not a big challenge on the road. They get it done 24-0 and put one up in the win column over Timberlane. That's brought to you by Arrow Straight Chiropractic. Got pain? They can help. Call for your appointment today at 603-882-7769 or visit NashuaChiropractors.com.
They tried the old sprinkler trick to cool off Caston Reed. Did Timberlane. Didn't work, didn't help, didn't matter. 24-0. Good to know, though, that Tyler Fury was okay to play. That's an important note there. Yeah. As Mark mentioned, he was a game-time decision with a hamstring injury. In Division II, we got a game going down to the wire. Kearsarge leads 21-14 over Pembroke with 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We'll keep you updated on that one throughout the night. And Nick, the Purple Panthers just went from on the edge of defeat to maybe over the edge as Charles Sinbada of Salem with an 18-yard scamper. The Blue Devils lead 35-14. This might not just be an upset. This is a whooping.
We'll see if South can come back. On the other side, hour number 4 of FNL next here on ESPN New Hampshire, online at ESPNNHradio.com.
Is a sports injury keeping you out of your favorite class or your student athlete on the sideline? If so, come to New Hampshire Orthopedic Center, where we keep bodies in motion. Our sports medicine team's board-certified fellowship-trained physicians can tackle any injury keeping you away from the activities you love. Trust the team the Manchester Monarchs trust. Doctors Bouvier, Gumas, Killy, Marino, Sohikian, and Velas had the expertise and experience you can depend on. Our physicians know how motivated you are to get back in action. They chose sports medicine because they love getting athletes back into their favorite activities. With 6 area locations, you don't have to leave your community to get the best care. NHOC is conveniently located throughout southern New Hampshire, with offices in Nashua, Manchester, Londonderry, Amherst, and Salem. New Hampshire Orthopedic Center. We keep bodies in motion. To learn more, visit NHOC.com. Again, that's NHOC.com.
Celebrate the sub that started the toasted sub revolution. Right now, get into Quiznos for a small classic Italian for just $2.99. After over 30 years, Quiznos is still toasting up flavor. And to celebrate, we're offering a special price on the sub that started it all. Our famous classic Italian. Just $2.99 for a small sub featuring capicola, salami, ham, pepperoni, every day, all day in July and August.
Quiznos, 290 Main Street in Nashua. Toasty.
Hey folks, Paul Yarmo here, Keller Williams Realty. If you're looking to sell your home fast and for top dollar, call me. At Team Yarmo, each member of my team has a specific role to play in the selling of your home. You don't need a listing agent, you need a marketing agent, a marketing team. There's no risk and no high pressure. You can even watch my listing presentation before I visit your home at teamyarmo.com. If you do, I bet you'll call me at 882-9900.
Beals Insurance Agency is proud to announce the opening of their new Londonderry office. Located on Route 102, Beals Insurance is committed to serving Londonderry, Hudson, Wyndham, and Litchfield, while offering the best price and quality coverage that's right for you. Whether it's home, auto, or business insurance, make the right call with Beals Insurance Agency. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com.
What if you got rewarded for every good decision? What if your heart had a special way of letting you know it appreciates your healthy choices?
I've got to get my family to eat more vegetables.
Amazing!
And instead of cooking with butter tonight, I think I'll saute our veggies with heart-healthy oil.
You're a genius! So really, would your food choices pay off in heart health? Did you know that when you replace bad fats with healthier fats, like those in canola or other vegetable oils, it can lower bad cholesterol levels, and that's good for your heart. Here's a winning idea. Take up the challenge for good health, because the you of the future will say,
Fantastic!
Learn more at heart.org/facethefats. Canola Info proudly supports the American Heart Association's Face the Fats campaign.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.